about the presidential race, how each party was different, their strengths and weaknesses, their strategies, and all those numbers in the polls meant. Come in, we would pull up each news website to see the updated news. You can see how each one was biased. Fox, CNN, ABC all had their own spin on things. I sat there thinking there was no way a man of brown complexion, a black man, would be elected to the White House. The people in this country just would not let it happen. But as the weeks went on, I would study each candidate's speeches, values, their visions and strategies to get to the White House. And the more I paid attention, I knew any time Barack Obama spoke, he could convince anyone in their right mind that electing him would be the right decision. Once he won, I almost didn't believe it. I was lost for words. All I could think was, God, please protect him and give him the strength. And yet, he has lasted 4 years and looking forward to 4 more. This last election was my first time voting in the presidential election, and I was very proud and fortunate. And then I remembered the scripture, Matthew chapter 19, verse 30. But many that were first shall be last, and the last shall be first. It goes on in that chapter to tell the story of the landowner who hired people later in the day and paid them the same as the people who were hired earlier that morning. Chapter 20, verse 8. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, Call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last until the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, These last have wrought for 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. But he answered one of them, and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Did not thou agree with me for a penny? Take thy minutes and go that way. I will give unto the last, even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thine evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many called will be chosen. That sums it all for me. For many years, African Americans have been the last, and now we have some of the same privileges and rights who those who used to be first. We've gone through slavery, civil rights, years of discrimination, but now the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. We used to sit at the back of the bus, and now we can sit at the front if we choose. We used to be forbidden to participate in professional sports, but now we are the first to get contracts and championships. We used to get the last of the books for school, which were written in, run down. Now we can get them brand new. Hardback covers on the internet on our fancy tablets. That's as long as we pay for them. But I say all that to come to the point that having a black president only shows how God is still in charge and is working in our lives every single day. It may not look like it, but he opens doors in every aspect of our lives to succeed every single day.